Hey YouTube, it's Travis, the Pagan Scholar, coming to you from my patio. I don't know if my neighbor has their heater on 100 and the warmth is just seeping into mine, but I would rather actually be outside in the cold, chilly January air than inside my apartment, which is at 80 without the heater on. So I got a lot of cover on this video and my phone really can't take more than about 10 minutes of film, so let's just dig right in. A lot of you have been asking what I wanted to... Sorry. Fun fact about the Pagan Scholar, I'm kind of afraid of birds. Even though I think they're lovely, I'm afraid of them, and one just like flew up and sat on my patio. Anyways, a lot of you have been asking what I'm going to be reading for the coming year. I have been taking a break from scholarly reading, and I recently had to take a trip to my hometown, which is about 3 hours away, and to make the drive more tolerable, I always try to get an audiobook to listen to. And so I'm not technically reading it, but I am absorbing, however, listening to a novel called Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. I got this at Half Price Books for $13. It's a really fun fiction story it's set in 1800, 1810, about the last magicians in Europe. And it's very, very British, and it's very fun, and it's entertaining, and I think it would be a great read if I had the book, because anytime I'm in my car, I'm listening to it. I'm not driving, I'm commuting to work, which is like 10 minutes away, and I sit in the parking lot and I listen to it, and I'm like, damn it, I wish I had that book. Also, I am reading Goat Song. This book has a funny story. I actually bought it 2 years ago. I went home for Christmas to visit my mom, and I left it there in a suitcase. Every single time I have tried to get that suitcase back from the farm, it's in a different house, or it's in storage, or it's somewhere else. It's always been a hassle. And so I had a whole suitcase full of clothes. In fact, this yellow sweater, my favorite sweater in the world, was in it. And when I got it, it was like I got new clothes and a new book, because I never got to start it. I have read this book ferociously. I am this far in, and I've read for 2 days. It is set in ancient Greece, and it lays out perfectly ancient Greece, the histories, and it's like, why didn't I get to read this in college? I would have completely understood the Peloponnesian War had I just read Goat Song. It's like all of these like really complex political and historical issues are now in fiction format. I mean, it's historical fiction, it's staying true to the ancient histories of Greece, but now it's entertaining and understandable and relatable, and it's like, thanks college and 4 or 5 or 6 years of education that, didn't really teach me a lot about, or didn't give me a firm grasp of ancient history. And now I can explain it all to you from 2 days worth of reading. I also picked up, I'm kind of embarrassed of this book, Hating Perfection. I got this in the philosophy section. It seemed kind of wild and out there, but I thought I would give it a shot. And when you give a review, or not a review, but when you suggest something to somebody before you've actually finished reading it, and you really wish that you had, you could retract your statement because after you finished reading it, it ended up being completely different. To say that this is a philosophy book is like saying The Craft, the movie The Craft, is an accurate representation of contemporary witchcraft. There's a few sprinklings of, things that actually do happen, but you would be crazy to cite that in a paper. This book, it's, I'm not bashing it, it is interesting. It's this guy's account of perfection and why this is the best possible world of all possible worlds. He's using anecdotal evidence, but he doesn't ever actually lay out a philosophical proof, and you can't really do philosophy without, your paradigm of what makes the paradigm. So he just kind of meanders and wanders along this idea of perfection, And, you know, I'm not going to knock them. It's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting, but it's not a philosophy book. And you can read it if you want. I feel like this would be something I would have read when I was 13 and wanted to sound really intelligent and talk about perfection. It's not college level writing. Anyways, I really can't go on about this book anymore. It's not worth this much time on film. Burn! That means that it's not a good book if I don't want to keep talking about it. And then finally, I do have something scholarly. I got this in the Denton bookstore, the best bookstore in the world, and this is Out of the Ordinary: Folklore and the Supernatural. This is a college textbook, you can tell from that used sticker right there. This I found in the folklore section, obviously. It is a collection of short essays, and I'm really excited to read this. I really am. It's got titles like Beings Without Bodies, an experience-centered theory of the belief in spirits. Ghosts, Spirits, and Scholars, the origins of modern spiritualism. Bad Scares and Joyful Hauntings, priesting the supernatural predicament. I feel like this is going to be a really great read, and it's going to be a wonderful resource for future writings. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is written by, written by Barbara Walker. So, Barbara Walker, if you're watching, I'm looking forward to reading your work. I have actually had a couple of notable characters contact me about Pagan Scholar, this project that I'm doing. Chas, I'm so sorry. Clifton is the author of Her Hidden Children, and that is on its way here. I have ordered your book, and I look forward to reading it. I've meant to read it for quite a while. It's been on my list of academic books that I want to get on contemporary paganism. I just haven't ever had the money. But my sister sent me a gift card for Amazon, to which I promptly purchased your book. So, Chase, I'm so sorry about your name. I look forward to reading your book and reviewing it here on my channel. There have been actually a couple of other people that I wanted to quickly shout out to. Athena Beth Black, thank you so much for your shout out on your channel. I really enjoy your videos. You're so down to earth, but you're also not afraid to have fun, and I just, really enjoy your energy, and thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Coco, I hope that everything is going well with your academic pursuits. I was paid the greatest compliment by Coco the Spooky Librarian. She tagged me in a post and asked if I could, amongst some other people, some friends of hers I'm sure, to proofread her statement of purpose and her statement of research for a grant to research some really interesting topics. And I miss college so much. I miss the idea of academic study. I guess I'm crazy because, I could think of no better way to spend an afternoon than on JSTOR finding citations to use for papers. God, I'm boring. Anyways, for those of you that don't know, JSTOR is just it's an online database that has a collection of articles that is so easy to navigate, and you can find scholarly articles on anything. It's so fantastic. It's a scholar's dream. Anyways, I just gonna wrap things up. I really appreciate you waiting for this video. I guess I jinxed myself when I said that I was better in my last video, because then I promptly became ill again. In fact, I actually had to go to the doctor and get drugs. So, alright guys, I'm gonna get to reading some more. I look forward to your comments. Your comments are so wonderful because I get to think in different directions and see what your take is on things, and thank you so much for watching, really. As always, merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.